Welcome to a 2 versus 2 Rome 2 Total War tournament. $600 prize pool hosted by OBG, and wow, we're starting already. The Incerberus spawned with some archers here as guerrilla troops. Got a few free kills in, but now they're having to pull back. Yeah, like 5 kills there, 7 kills there. Very sneaky, cheeky shot there. Wow, I did not expect to start instantaneously like that. That is cool. I want to see more like that. More use of guerrilla troops. Okay. Attacking today, as Macedon, we have Michael. As Sparta, over here, we have Premso. Their team name is Big Boobs. That's the team name, that's what they chose, that's what they went for. Big Boobs. Michael and Premso. Defending here as the Incerberus, we have Connor Russell, also known as KR2004. As Syracuse, we have Hoax, and their team name is 2 Guys, 1 Fish. Sounds very similar to a video that I watched many years ago. 2 Guys, 1 Fish. Anyway, let's begin. So, arrow fire already coming in. From both sides here on the walls, they're bringing their tortoises forwards. I really did like that cheeky sneak attack there. You know, I should be able to award points in this pool play, like maybe half a point for entertainment factor. Half a point there to the Incerberus, controlled by Connor Russell. Of course, they would never let me add points because I would abuse my power. But if they did, he would get a point for that. So the Rams are pushing forwards for tortoises here. Boom, and here we go. So they're going to make their breach. Gonna do the same over here as well. The defenders will probably push back. We are spectating right now. Yes, we're spectating as the attackers. So I'm assuming attackers is in yellow. That's good balance of power to have here. About 60% in their favour. Ooh, losing a lot of men though. These are very valuable units here, these Thorax swordsmen. They lost a lot of them trying to break down this wall. Those archers must have been deadly. How did they manage that? It must have been these ones here, yeah, Cretan archers. Somehow getting the high ground factor in there with their shots. Okay, that's a deadly position to be in. These defenders here, they know what to do with their archers. I like what I'm seeing so far. They know how to use them. And it's Cretan archers as well. So not only do they have the biggest units here, not only is it the biggest, they also know how to use it. And that's exactly what you want in round 2 Total War. And they're going to move over here as well. And they're going to get some more kills in, firing this way. Meanwhile, these archers are firing, but they don't have the high ground. And they're shooting into shields, yeah. These mercenary Cretan archers, 140 kills. These, 4 kills. Why is this flashing? Oh, point of interest here. I don't know why. But cool, good to see. Don't think we needed to see that. So they have moved into the city now. They've got these troops there, and they're going to capture the tower of the defenders. Might want to start pulling back at some point because this tower is going to flip to the attackers soon. And then it's going to start shooting at them, so the Incerberus pull back a little bit. Yeah, pull back to about here. Hold this gatehouse if you can, for as long as possible. Although it will be difficult with all of these breaches being made, because you'll get flanked on many different fronts. But yeah, you want to be far away from this tower when this flips. And it is now on the side of the attackers in 3, 2, 1, boom. And now it's shooting at them, and yet they're losing men already. I'm a big believer in this strategy here. Do not lose men unnecessarily on either side, and this is losing men unnecessarily. You don't need to be here right now, so therefore you don't need to be losing men to the tower. Are they in range? Yeah, these guys are in range too. They're getting killed as well. You don't need these troops stood here, so why stand from here? Why not pull them back to here, where they're not going to get shot at? And all those javelins are going to tear them apart. It is just a very light infantry unit there, a cannon fodder type. You know what, I wish if I charged into a stone wall that I could just break through it like that as well. Just break through solid cement as you run through it. And literally every single one of those got cut down. But, you know, it is just a cannon fodder unit, so it's not too much of a loss. But these units here, why have them in range of a tower? And they're getting friendly fire from their own archers as well, it seems. They've got a good archer up here. Doesn't seem to be firing or getting any kills, yeah. That's a shame. Meanwhile, over here, yeah, nothing's really happening here. They're just stood here for now. Okay, now they're charging in, and they should neutralise this tower. And then get in a better position. They've neutralised the gatehouse, have the attackers, and yeah, with the help of this tower, they've just stormed through this bit here. And they're going to take out this unit as well, and I think they will probably capture this gatehouse in full. The defenders right now need to decide, do I want to throw in my weight into this gatehouse here and capture the entire thing, or do we pull back to the plaza and this tower here, and maybe this tower as well? Do we pull back to this line, or do we push for this gatehouse? I don't know what I would do in their shoes right now. They've got an archer unit pulling out, they're trying to actually take the walls here. This could be a very powerful play, but no, they're not doing it. I probably would if I was them with that spearman unit. Charge up on the wall, take out the archer, take out this tower. And then you can start flanking round with troops potentially. Macedon suddenly breaking, losing a unit there. That's very good for the defender. If I was the defender, I would now be definitely leaning towards defending the gatehouse, now that you've opened up that spot. A lot of Macedonians are mounting. And the arrow fire keeps on coming through. The defenders putting up a good defence here. And I like what they've done with their archers. How many on this? Yeah, 227 kills there. Whereas their Cretan archer is on 0, and then on 7. Whereas they're getting 227. Even this one here, which hasn't used the high ground, 118 kills. Much better unit. Really good to see. Oh no, and Macedon's breaking here as well. That frees up this unit. This unit can now flank these two somewhat. And that can break this entire section here. The defenders, if they can just clean up this, are going to be in a really powerful position. They've engaged over here, the attackers trying to push through to that plaza. The defenders should have a good hold here. They should be alright. And yeah, balance of power taken in favour of the defenders as well. I think they're going to put up a good hold. And the attackers, they made a lot of breaches with their rams, but they're just not using them to their full efficiency. And the defenders here have only really made one mistake, and that was standing too many troops in front of that tower. Apart from that though, they're fighting really well. And they've got more and more troops up here. Maybe get an arch unit up here on the gatehouse shooting down, because it should be fully safe. You're not going to get a siege tower up here. Siege towers. Where are the attackers' siege towers? They don't have any. They don't have any to block the arrow shots. Usually they'd have a couple down here, a couple here for the gatehouse, but they don't. I wonder if that's having a really big impact here. Is that why they're struggling? Is that playing a part? And the final Macedonian unit on this flank here has finally broken. Well, actually it hasn't, they're just wavering right now. But now they're finally broken. And the balanced power takes a big step in the defenders' favour. Yep, and that tower is going to go back to the defenders here. And then that's just a lot more troops that they can bring round this way. Take out these archers here, throw into the centre. The defenders are looking so strong right now. Bringing in more troops here as well. I don't think the attackers can make a push here. I don't think they have the strength for it. Meanwhile, over here, I think eventually they will break through. They've got enough units. But reinforcements will come in. And why are they blobbing up like this? What we're seeing from the defenders here is they'll have one unit fight, and then they'll push one unit out and push one unit in, and then they rotate them like that. This is like 5 units here from the attackers fighting in a blob. And look, the general here is fighting. He's exhausted though, so he's taken a massive debuff due to that. Whereas you could have him actually back here, nice and safe, recovering. We've not seen any of these players play before, so I cannot comment on their experience. But it is looking like the attackers have more experience. And this is why you've got to watch the OBG YouTube channel. You know, watch these commentaries here, because you learn so much about what to do and what not to do in these big sieges. You know, players are not spending enough time watching these videos, I think. What are these archers shooting at? Nothing. Come on, get your shots in. There we go, they fire up and over, and alright, they're firing over the wall. Yeah, getting some hits in, yeah, I guess that's worth it. Macedon coming back with a unit, but they're not going to hold for too long. Yeah, 35 Thorax Swordsmen versus 104 Mercenaries, a Tower and Cretans. Yeah, they're not going to do much. For Cretans, they're out of ammo though, I think. They've not fired in a while. And yeah, they're going to break them and retake for Tower. And yeah, we can see troops already pushing this way. Not getting an archer up on the gatehouse, unfortunately. Not pushing outside, unfortunately, to take out those archers yet. But I'm sure we'll see that soon. They probably don't think they need to take that additional risk right now. They're probably thinking, we've probably won this anyway, we're fine. I don't know how this has happened. So we've got an attacker, a defender, an attacker, and then a defender. Like, this is a double sandwich here. Like one of those sandwiches that has a bit of bread in the middle. I never understand why they do that. I've never actually tried one. But they're not even fighting each other. There's a gap here. Like, these two sides are enemies. So weird. I've never seen anything like this before. Some of these units are really starting to glitch back though. Yeah, it's starting to mess with them a bit. They're glitching all over the place. Look how far he went. Whoa. Hey guys, Rome 2 is totally launch ready and its bugs are completely fixed. Buy the game, Malcor, buy the game. It is now fixed. Right, now they've got the archers on the walls. Yeah, they've noticed it, and it's Cretan archers as well, on 230 kills. These are going to get so many more kills up here. As long as they have the ammo, that is. Yeah, chase away those archers, maybe shoot at those ones next. The Spartan archers are getting a lot of kills though. They weren't getting them earlier, but, you know, 44 and 108, it is okay at this point. But what I really want to see them do is shoot down here into the actual Royal Spartans themselves. But they might be out of ammo now. Meanwhile, they're just standing here, getting hit by missiles. But yeah, looking at the defenders here in red, they do seem to have a better position. The attackers, they're just not doing anything. They're out of reserves as well. Okay, they're capturing the tower. If they win it, it's going to have something to do with this unit here, capturing towers, capturing plazas and stuff, sneaking round. And I don't think the defenders actually see this. Well, they can see it, but I think they're focused on other stuff right now. So I think this is the play, but you actually have to capture the tower. Are they going to capture it, or are they just walking past? Are they just going for the plazas? Either way, balance of power is, I think, in favour of the defenders. They're not capturing it. They've neutralised it. They're not actually going to capture it. They're going straight for the plazas instead. Okay, maybe that actually is the play. I don't know. They're pushing this way as well, trying to get the plaza, going for a plaza victory. A surprise last minute plaza victory. That would be epic. I doubt we'll see it, but it would be epic. And meanwhile, the defenders here making a really good stand. The attackers just can't get anywhere. These units here, they're tough. They're getting a lot of kills, these Royal Spartans. But it's not going to be enough. They need more. And they've chased the archers away. The Spartan general is fleeing outside of the city. They are going to get this plaza though. Yeah, they've got this plaza now. And now the defenders have noticed, oh, whoa, there's a unit back here. So they're going to send a little swordsman to deal with this. It should be fine. I think the swordsman can handle that. Yeah, longsword warriors with a shield versus spearmen with a shield. It's Spartan used as well. It's not the full Spartans. It's just some kiddie Spartans. So, yeah, they're not going to fight as well. But they are going to really try and hold the plaza here. They're not going to allow their enemy to neutralise it or capture it. I would bring one of the archer units round this way to capture the plaza and get a flank in. I don't think you need to charge into melee like this. Meanwhile, on the front, yeah, they just dominate here. Push these units in and start capturing this tower, I think. But yeah, this battle, I think it's safe to say, is pretty much over. This unit here is about to break and rout. They're going to cut them down. They're going to take the plaza. They're fine. Well done to the defenders here. Balance of power heavily in their favour. The attackers just cannot pull through. And yeah, you know what? The Cretan archers did a good job. I don't know what really won it for them, but I think one of the main problems is the lack of siege towers was probably an issue, but the attackers had too much of a push here. They should have done this earlier, with maybe a few more troops. They should have had a bigger push here and actually neutralised this tower. A few siege towers knocking here and there as well could have been valuable. But yeah, it's more just good defence by the defenders. They're getting a lot of kills on those archers. 235, 153, 251, 169. Really good archer play by the defenders. And even this one here, 106. And that's not even Cretans. Even from the very start as well, just getting those easy early shots in and then pulling back. They had really good archer play. I liked that about this team here. I'm curious to see how they do in the rest of the tournament. We will be doing this battle again, but flipping it around to see the other side. So can they use that same good, decent archer play, but on the offensive this time? I hope they can. And yeah, the final pockets of the attackers break now. They get flanked round here. Good play by the Usurpers to flank round there and finally get rid of that unit. And yeah, now it's just the general left, I believe. And there we go. With him breaking, that is the end of the battle. So well done there to two guys, one fish. Connor Russell and Hoax. Well done to them. And with the fall of that Spartan general, they get the win. 1 point extra in pool play. Let's see the stats. 220 kills on the general there. So who won up this? Hold on. So these guys won, didn't they? Yeah, these were the defenders. These guys were the attackers, yeah. The infantry doing okay. But, oh, look at that. Not even 1,000 kills from the Spartans. Not what you want to see. They just weren't getting the kills. They weren't getting into the meat of the battle. I think they blobbed up too much. I think that was one of their problems. Whereas here, the Usurpers, every unit here getting at least, you know, some decent kills, apart from the Tribalist Warriors. 106, 116, 147. Yeah, again, the archer play was just spectacular. Well done to them. And all of these units as well getting decent kills as well. Making the most out of every unit, which is good to see. Anyway, on to the next one. And here we are with the second battle. Any sneak attacks this time? Nah. I've actually brought siege towers though, which is good to see. And rams as well, having them spawn close to the walls, so they do have to run for them. So who do we have here? Playing as Massilia, we have Connor Russell. The guy who played the Incerberus last time is now Massilia, so he is in blue. Hopes is Sparta in dark red, and their team is 2 guys, 1 fish. Defending as Big Boobs, we have Michael, representing Colchis, and Premsil, representing Bagetai. 2, I believe, barbarian factions. I think they'll be in green, once we eventually see them. Yeah, and good luck to these players here. So they're going to get the rams in, they're going to make a breach, the siege towers as well are going to block the arrow shots, as we can see here. This is why you bring siege towers, although it's not actually working, it's shooting at the troops, yeah. Pull the siege towers forwards, they're meant to provide a wall. Okay, so which one is this? This is Colchis, I think, and the Getai are the ones in green. Alright, none of them are in green. Who are these people then? Okay, so this is Colchis, and that's the Getai. Yeah, I thought they were green. What faction am I thinking of? I think I might be thinking of the Avernii or something. Yeah, oh well. It really doesn't matter. Making a lot of breaches here. It looks like the defenders are interested in holding this tower. I don't know if that usually is the right play though, because eventually they are going to neutralise it easily and then they're just going to flip it, yeah. There we go. Putting troops on the walls, interesting move, but it does seem like they're just pulling out right now. Yeah, pull back, hold this plaza and hold the gatehouse in this position. If you hold these 2, you're fine. You don't need to go this far. Yeah, the problem is now, so they are attacking over here, but the attackers are just going to take this tower and then it's going to start shooting at them. I've got a unit up here. The siege tower's facing the other way. Imagine being on the siege tower here. You might have to toss me. Don't tell me health. Why is it? I don't know why it's facing that way. Yeah, so this is how they use the siege towers, blocking the arrow shots here, like that. Yeah, so this tower now, it's about to flip onto the side of the attacker, then it will start shooting down onto the defenders here, and the defenders, this is why you need to pull back. Yeah, pull back a bit deeper into the city. Not too deep though. Sometimes we see players just abandon towers very rapidly, and eventually they've got nothing left, and they're holding back here. You don't want to be in that position, but this tower is not one you can hold on to. In this scenario, just pull back, it's fine. Hold the gatehouse, hold the plaza, hold this bit of the wall as well. This is very important, because that defends this tower. But apart from that, you don't need to do much. And when you do hold this wall, avoid range from this tower, so maybe pull to the right a little bit. Yeah, this is what I don't like to see. They're not min-maxing. They're taking unnecessary losses here, as their troops are being shot at by the tower. That being said, they are breaking 2 Spartan youth units here, so, you know, what do I know? Maybe a few charges here and there is working for them. But you at least don't want to be here forever. It does seem to be working for them though. Like, they're on 76 kills, this unit here 37 kills, 39 kills. But they are starting to take losses. It's piling up. The tower kills are piling up as well. That being said, if they can neutralise this tower here, different story. They were getting it for a second there, but if they can neutralise the tower, stop it from firing completely, then maybe a push like this might be somewhat more worthwhile. Viewing the tactical map here, what the attackers need right now is a few more breaches. I'm not liking this because right now the gatehouse is shooting at their troops. From here, it's getting kills. What you need to try and do is neutralise this gatehouse as much as possible and as early as possible. Maybe bring a siege tower around here, dock here, move here and just neutralise it. I mean, you've got enough troops for it, and if it doesn't work out, so what? It's not going to be a massive disaster. Meanwhile, they're fighting here. Ooh, I do like these clothing for Hillman, for Colchis. Wait, is Colchis a desert faction? I thought it was like a barbarian one. Yeah, I think it's actually a desert faction, my bad. Yeah. Yeah, like near the Sassanid Empire or something. I'm not... I don't know my Roman history that well. If this was a World War I game, completely different story. Or the Napoleonic Wars, but no, I'm not a Roman historian, unfortunately. Arrows coming through. They've lost a lot of archers here. They've got 150 kills with them, but the arrow fire coming from there has been deadly. Yeah, you gotta be careful with the positioning of your archers, but still, it's good to see that the skill from the archers of the last one is being carried out, that they know what to do, they're in the right position there. And these archers as well, firing over the walls, getting some nice decent kills in. Yeah, they're on 7 kills, these are both in the 70s. So yeah, they definitely know what they're doing with their archers, they know something that I don't. How's the ballista fire jet? It's on 0 kills, so I'm assuming not. Interesting. Yeah, get some ballista shots in there, line it up, get some hits in, maybe take out a general or something. Oh, that unit's retreating out of the city. Ah! I just got an electric shock from my mouse. Ah! Ah, my finger. Oh, that really hurt. Oh, that's not a good sign. If that happens again, I might need a new mouse. Kind of scared to touch it now. Right, it seems alright. No idea what that was. Alright, so this unit here for Colchis has broken, and yeah, okay, they've secured the tower now. As for defenders, just avoid this tower now completely. No, don't stand here. The tower will eventually shoot at you. Pull back a bit. You don't need to be stood here in its range. Try to defend this gatehouse as much as possible, but you don't need to be stood near this tower. Yeah, that's a perfect position, I would say. Charge on in. They're trying to hold on to this tower here. I think it will get neutralised. But I think they can easily take this back. They only have to push them back a little bit. So I think the defenders should be fine holding this gatehouse here. Yeah, they've got reinforcements nearby. Ooh, they were taking it back for a second, but now they're starting to break. Not what you want to see near the gatehouse. Is this siege tower still facing the wrong way? Yeah. Ooh, looks like they killed some of the archers on the walls as well. There we go, so the attackers really making a push now. They really want to neutralise this gatehouse and the defenders. They've realised there's not really that much they can do about it. Just accept it now. It's gonna get taken down. Yeah, you've got a big Spartan unit right in the middle of it here in square formation. You're not going to break that anytime soon. Very charging combat here. What's happening over here? Just a bit of missile fire, not much. Most of the fighting's happening here right now. We've got the Massilians attacking, the Foutsmen trying to defend. I've never fought with a Fouts before. I wonder if it's easy to use. It seems like it would be a fun weapon. Although these guys are just getting cut down constantly. What I don't like about the Fouts is the lack of a shield. I do like a good shield, because when I fight, it's usually very defensive. Yeah, I don't think I'm a Fouts guy. They do look cool though. Yeah, it's like you completely left open for moves like that. I couldn't fight with a Fouts. I'll stick to my spear combat for the time being. Yeah, they're all getting cut down. We've not actually seen one get a kill. Have they got any kills? Right, we've got 26 kills. Actually, no, that's the Axeman. Alright, they've got 45 kills on this unit. But I didn't see one get a kill, and I saw like 20 of them get butchered. Trying to charge the Spartans here. These Spartans are so difficult to take out. There we go, the ballistas shooting now, getting a few hits in. I wish the ballistas would use flaming shot more, so we can actually see where it lands. Missiles are coming through. I don't know who's going to win this one. Balance of power is 50-50. It's very standard, very meta so far. I'm leaning more towards the attackers, because I prefer the more Greek turtle form of combat. But apart from that, it is fairly even, I think, in terms of kills overall. Oh, another round of ballista shots coming in. And every single one of them missing. But that unit there for Colchis is done a break. And if that unit breaks, the attackers start to capture this tower. And then it's done a snowball very quickly, I think, in their favour. Because then these towers are going to start shooting here, and the defenders have to start a big retreat. Once this gatehouse flips to the other side, big retreats begin for the defenders. So yeah, you need to put more troops in here, I think. If you want to hold this line, you need more troops in here. Oh no, what are they doing? They're losing more men to the tower. Why are you still stood here? No, you're getting hit by the tower. Oh, big mistake. I wonder how many men they've lost unnecessarily due to that. Okay, yeah, that's actually a smart move, I think, by the defenders here. Just get a unit on top of the wall, simply just to defend up here, just to hold the position. Oh no, but I think the unit got caught on this unit, so now they're walking off of the wall to engage in combat. Oh, not what you want. You wanted all your units up here just to hold it, to make sure they don't capture it onto their side. Unfortunate. Oh well, but these things happen, and well done for the attackers there for noticing that, for charging into them with that spearman, for that spearman unit, and then yeah, pulling them down basically. And these archers here taking a lot of hits. They're on 0 kills, and they're breaking. That's not good. Archers on 0 kills. What have they been shot by? The spearman. Meanwhile, the archers for the attackers, 75, 263. Wow. 37 there, 18 there. I'm trying to make a push. The Spartans are the attackers, aren't they? Yeah, why are they facing... Oh, they got flanked. That's why they're facing the other way. I was so confused for a second. But no, they're being flanked. Okay, yeah. Get that unit fighting them there to flank them, and then hopefully break this unit very, very quickly. And then these Spartans can focus this way. Otherwise, right now, they're just going to get stabbed in the back. These soldiers here should be a lot more aggressive. If this was real combat, like, they'll be, like, absolutely butchering these guys in the back. Okay, the Spartans are somewhat reacting. Yeah, you gotta break those units. Meanwhile, over here at the gatehouse, both sides still have it locked down neutral. No one's really making any progress yet, but a big Spartan unit broke there. Okay, that's really good for the defenders. You need stuff like that. You need to rout Spartan units. They tried it here, Van, it didn't work out. They tried it with a flank, but these guys are still fighting, they're getting a lot of kills in. And ooh, they're shooting their arrows onto those guys there. Yeah, they're gonna get a lot of kills. And the defenders, they need to pull back. They've got to pull back with this. This is not good for them. Pull back to about here. But if they pull back too far, like all the way around here, this siege tower can quite easily just flip around, or we can just walk units up here, come around here, capture this tower and get into this plaza. So you want to pull back, but you don't want to go too far. Yeah, the defenders now, they're slowly getting pushed off the gate, but I think they can hold it for pretty much the rest of the battle here. Who are we spectating as the attackers, aren't we? Yeah, ooh, ballista shots coming through. Oh, hitting the general there, did he die? No, he survived it. So yeah, as I was going to say, balanced power leaning in favour of the attackers, and I do agree with that currently. It's just so difficult to hit these Spartan units when all you've got is swordsman infantry. And then they push forward some more, and then yeah, the defenders slowly and steadily getting pushed back here. There's nothing they can do. And the arrow fire as well doesn't make it any easier for them. These poor defenders. This is a better position to fight in, but before they weren't able to get close to the Spartans. But now they actually seem to be in some form of combat where they can get kills. Yeah, because the combat's a bit messier. That's what you need when fighting the Greeks. You need the combat to get a little bit messier. Something a bit like this. Yeah, like this as well. But as you can see on this side, it's like here they've got some distance. They're using their spears, they're using their distance. That side, you're losing on. But this side, they can actually win on because they've closed the distance. It's a lot closer in combat. Balance of power though, ticking even more in favour here of the attackers. They've got one unit on the walls, but yeah, what's the point at this point? It's all starting to fall apart. Surprised the attackers haven't done anything yet about this, coming up onto the walls. Like, imagine these archers here on the walls. They'd do so much more damage. Yeah, you'd take more hits, but you know, it doesn't matter how many archers you lose, it only really matters how many infantry you lose. Archers, it's about just getting kills. If they die, so what? As long as they die getting kills. Yeah, so like bring some up, maybe bring some round here to capture the tower as well. But overall it is falling apart for the defenders. Any generals down yet? No, doesn't look like it. I have noticed since the last tournament though, players are a lot better at keeping their generals alive. They would be very risky with their generals in the last ones, and we would often see some like generals dying very early on. Ballista shots landing nearby, sadly they seem to miss, but one big ballista shot here would do a lot of damage. More troops being brought in. Yeah, just imagine one big ballista rock landing right here. But now they're aiming more this way instead. Still getting hits though. How many kills has it got? 127. Ooh, ticking up 130. Also, if you're the defenders at this point, you need a cav unit on the flank to take a ballista out. It doesn't need to be much, but just something, or at least something to put pressure on them on the outside. They're still fighting here for this gatehouse. Yeah, this fight's gonna take a while because they know victory is gonna be decided either here, who can capture the gatehouse first and push deeper into the city, or who can capture, or if the attackers can capture this plaza, and then they can just cut really deep into the city from many directions. I do love this map. I think it is one of the most balanced ones we've seen, which is why it's used so often in tournaments. Don't worry though, we will see more maps come in. I don't know how the main OBG guy is uploading these battles, like in what order he uploads them. So you might be getting the same map over and over again. That is possible. If so, don't worry, eventually other maps will be involved. And I do look forwards to them as well, because I think I do need to commentate some fresh maps at this point. I'm getting too good at knowing the strategies on this one. Slowly getting destroyed here as well. The final 74 men, and they're only on 16 kills. Whereas these guys here, there's a unit here, the Royal Spartans, 220 kills, and only about 14 losses. Quick view of a tactical map. Yeah, just imagine just one cav unit coming round this way, taking out the ballista, putting pressure on the archers. Either way, it does look heavily in favour of the attackers here. They've taken this here, they're just pushing through. I don't know what the defenders can do at this point. And this final spearman unit is about to get cut down eventually, because they're not getting kills. They're still on 17 kills. And they're going down. They're now below 60. They're not even fighting it seems. It seems more like they're stood here. Just stood here using their shields to slow them down, but that's not how you win. I was confused on what that was for a second. A siege tower that's almost burnt down. That's good arrow fire. I can't wait to see their full arrow stats at the end for the attackers, because they seem really good at handling these archers. Still fighting at the gatehouse here, but the defenders are down to their final 3 units, one of them wavering. They're done a breakthrough eventually. Still no one going on the long flank yet on the wall, but that's fine. The ballista seems out of ammo at 135 kills. And this unit here finally breaking. It made it to 20 kills, but it's on 130 deaths, and it's routing. And they're gone. 260 kills on those Spartans, only 40 deaths. The Cretan archers behind, Rhodian slingers, 200 kills plus. And then we're charging another spearman unit, but it's just the same as the last one, and they don't get kills against Spartans. This Spartan unit is about to hit 300 kills. Boom, 300 in. Another unit for the get tired breaks. This unit's gonna break soon as well. There's no way they can hold out. We can see some fighting on the wall in the distance. All generals are still alive. Yeah, but once this unit breaks, it's gonna look very bad for the defenders. Boom. And now the plaza is actually wide open here. They're trying to throw some final units in. The gate is about to collapse. They have no reinforcements to hold over here. They've had to throw their general in. It's about to collapse in a minute now. The attackers just have the numbers. Yeah, you can see it here so clearly. The attackers just have numbers now. Pure domination. Like my search history. Is that a cavalry unit from the Scilly? Yeah, Lancers charging through. Getting 88 kills and only 1 loss. Good use of a unit here. Oh, really good use of a unit there. Massive charge into the Axeman. Yeah, pulling out now. A bit worried about that tower, which is completely fair. And then it charges into the backs of those, kills them, and then this tower here, it's gonna flip to the attackers, and it's gonna start shooting at these guys, so they're gonna break. Actually, they've been surrounded by Spartans in a hammer and anvil, so they're gonna break any second now. Their general's breaking. The Gettai trying to get here, but I think it's too late. Yeah, their general's broke, the other unit has broke, and that's it. Well done to the attackers there for winning, I believe, both battles. So well done to 2 guys, 1 fish. 2 wins in the group stage is very valuable, especially on your first game. And yeah, with that, we are done. Let's see the stats. I'm curious to see what they did there. The cavalry weren't even needed, I don't think, at the end, but 224 kills on that one is still good. That's for Massilia. 135 from the ballista, the archers all doing really well. The infantry from Massilia doing okay. The Spartans here, 382 kills. And their missiles are also doing excellent as well. Yeah, excellent infantry from the Spartans. A 2 KD. And a 2 KD from Massilia as well. It's rare that we see it that high. Meanwhile, 613 kills for the Getai. Not what you want to see. They had like 2 units getting in the hundreds, everything else fell apart. Yeah, that's why they lost this. The Getai just completely failed from there. And also, Colchis here, not getting that many kills. It's like there's some units here that are shining, but when you're up against Spartans, you need something that can do a bit more damage. And unfortunately, I don't think these two factions had it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next one. Check out the OBG Discord, linked down below, if you want to take part in future events like this. But for now, goodbye.